Right, very warm welcome. Tonight is habit 12, 100% responsibility, or taking 100% responsibility. Okay, now this is quite a big one. There's a big reason why this is the first habit of the advanced habits, because this is very, very important. When it comes to major changes, whether it's health, relationships, businesses, or anything within your life, this one is key, key foundation level. Okay, now in terms of buckets, this one is about mental strength and integrity and all about stepping into your power, which I'm going to go through with you. So the main bucket here is your mental health. Makes a significant difference, as you're about to see. So that's your main bucket, your primary bucket. Secondary bucket, it's going to have a big impact on your emotional health, your physical health. I'll go through these as explain why as we go through them, and your spiritual health. So it's going to impact four separate buckets, but the main one is your mental health. Okay, right. Now, throughout the program, certainly in the introductions, we've talked a lot about the law of attraction. Certainly last night in the introduction, how it's a universal law, and whether you know it or not, everything that comes into your life, you're attracting on some level. Might be consciously, might be subconsciously. Okay, so you're creating your own reality. Now, if life's going well, you might be pleased with that. If life's not going how you want it, you might be a little bit upset, thinking, well, I haven't created that. A lot of this happens subconsciously. Okay, but the key here is once you understand this and you accept 100% responsibility for everything, you have the power to change it. Okay. Now, behind me is our frequency, vibrational frequency chart, okay, which is all the way through our program because it's so simple. It's the barometer. Now, when things aren't going according to plan, health, business, relationships, it starts to weigh down on us and pulls our energy down here. Okay. Now, we can play the victim and wait for the other person, the government, the doctors to change the circumstances, or we can just take control of the situation, okay, and then start to make change. Now, to simplify it, remove this, something I prepared earlier. Basically, this is a very simple scale here. You can either play the victim or you can step into your power, because when you take responsibility for something, that's where all your power lies. Now, maybe your health or something that's troubling you, and you say, right, okay, I'm now going to sort this out, whatever it takes. That's where your power lies. Pull this back up, all of a sudden, yeah, your energy raises and you get mental clarity. Now, often it might not be something you want to do, it might be uncomfortable, but your vibration rises when you say, okay, right, if it's to be, it's up to me. Okay, so for any change, this is your fundamental building block to start taking responsibility. This is for everything in your life. Now, if you're waiting for the government to change the circumstances for your life to get better, we all know you're going to wait forever. If you think your health is responsibility of the doctors and you're waiting for them, you're giving your power away. When you take on control and say, right, I'm going to do this because it's my responsibility, it's my life, my responsibility, that's it. You can move forward with absolute clarity and then start taking steps in the right direction. Hence why this is the first habit of the advanced habits. It's like, okay, right, I'm going to change, because it's a very good mental place to be. Okay, right now, the key distinction here, the very important distinction, let's say it's your health or business and something's not going well in your life. You know this. You can see from the appearance around you, the world around you, it's not quite going to plan. Okay, now, there's two things going on here. There's the actual event, let's say it's your health or a business, you know it's not going to plan, but what does it do inside? It's this anxiety around you, a little bit of stress. You know it's not good. You get in reflection of this, you've seen it all the time, and inside you're thinking this should be better, and it starts to weigh you down. Okay, we all know it. by saying, okay, right, yeah, I've got to this situation with my health, with my business, my relationship. I'm not happy. I'm going to do something about it. Okay. All of a sudden, the mental anguish that's there, that's underneath, because you know you should be doing this, starts to dissipate. And that's where your power, keep throwing this on the floor. Okay. If we go back to our rainbow chart, rainbow vibrational chart, as soon as you say, right, it's up to me, I'm going to take control, that mental anguish disappears. And that's why your mental health improves. Your mental health goes up, your emotional health goes up, because there's no guilt. All of a sudden, yeah, okay, I've got to this, I've created this, it's my responsibility to change it. I'm now going to take the steps to move forward. Now, there's a caveat here. You may have attracted circumstances in the past that weren't your fault. To give you an example, it may be something traumatic in childhood that you've not consciously contributed to, but it's happened to you. So on some level, maybe subconsciously, you've attracted this, but you would have never consciously done it. Okay, so in that instance, it's not your fault, but it's still your responsibility to do something about it. Okay, because any issues, traumas will weigh you down if they're just left to fester. Now, of course, if you've had a big trauma, it may be overwhelming. You just don't know where to start. But it's important to take that first step. Now, if it's something you just don't even know who to approach, what to do, get in touch with myself and Stephen through social media. Reach out and we'll help you, because if it's a deep trauma, you're going to be there's going to be a lot of anguish and emotion around it, and it might be very, very difficult to take that first step. Now, if you reach out and say, okay, I need help, to us, we have no emotional attachment, and we can see with clarity and say, okay, right, we'll make the appointment for you. We'll get you in the right place or move you in the right direction. They say a problem shared is a problem halved. It is a very, very true saying. Now, by doing that, on here, if we look at our emotional health, our emotional vibration, just by taking the first step towards moving in the right direction, sharing it with somebody, or booking that appointment, or going to see somebody, something, so a positive step, it removes that lot of mental anguish. Your vibration increases because you move in the right direction. You've got some momentum. Okay, so sometimes it takes, to get that inertia to get going, it takes a lot of effort, but it's just doing something to start moving. Okay, it's taking responsibility and then taking that action to do it. Now, in terms of this one is about mental strength and integrity. Okay, it's also taking responsibility. So if you screw up in your day-to-day life that affects people around you, it's about owning up. Okay, now I'll give you an example. When I was going back to my military days, I was an aircraft engineer. I remember once I was 22, in 1992. I remember making a mistake. I had a small team. We used to strip and build jet engines, small team. I realised we'd not changed a giant washer, for want of a better term. And we were further on in the build, and it was like, oh, we didn't do this. Somehow we've managed to miss this. And we're talking precision aircraft engineering. You don't mess around, because ultimately, if it fails and the aircraft drops out the sky, the air crew's lives are in danger. You just don't mess around. And it's on my shoulders. I thought, okay, I can't let this go. We're going to have to go backwards and fix it. We're going to be behind. So I had to go and put my hand up and see the management and say, I made a mistake. We didn't do. We've somehow missed this bit out. We need to go back and do it. And I'm really sorry. And it was so matter of fact. I said, yeah, no problem. Yeah, you just go backwards, get it changed, and carry on. And thank you for your honesty. What? Yeah, no worries. And then I had the management, as we got on with the job, coming to me and saying, yeah, I really appreciate you being so honest. And I'm thinking, wow, what a wonderful gig this is. You know, we've screwed up, which is my responsibility, and I'm actually getting complimented now for being so honest. And yeah, don't worry about it. Just go back and do it. I thought, what an easy gig this is. Okay, now the point I'm making is, We all screw up from time to time. It's human. It's life. But when we put our hand up and say, "Yeah, I've screwed up," that mental anguish or that guilt, because we know we've done wrong, disappears. So yeah, you may have to make amends and put it right, but you don't carry any anguish whatsoever. Okay, and that is a major thing. That's where your power lies, because your emotion, your guilt disappears, and your energy goes up. Okay, and then you can deal with it. Now, I would encourage you anytime you screw up, just to hold your hands and say, yeah, I made a mistake, wasn't thinking, because it's very, very hard to have a go at somebody who owns up and says, yeah, completely my fault, don't know what I was doing. It's like the end of the story. Yeah, I was wrong. Yeah, what do you want me to do? You don't have to carry the guilt, and things always resolve themselves very, very quickly. Okay, right, so this one is pretty short and sharp, the first one. All the rest of the habits will be a bit longer. Okay, so it's about taking responsibility for everything in your life and taking that first step in the direction that you want to go, so you can start to improve it. It's remembering that you're creating everything, and if you wait for the outside world to come and bring a solution to you, you could be very old before things start to take place. So you've got to make that first step in every single area of your life. Okay, but when you take control and say, yeah, okay, yeah, I screwed up, it's up to me, I've got to do something about it, you feel good about yourself. Okay, it's about integrity, because you can fool the rest of the world, but you can't fool yourself. Again, it's like being true to yourself. Yeah, I'm going to do this. Let's get on with it. Okay, so, right, with every habit, we've got some action steps that we've put in the workbook. It's there. I'm sure you'll know where to get it if you want it. So these are the recommended habit action steps to ingrain this habit. And of course, this is ongoing. First one is do a stock take of your current life circumstances to check if you are playing the victim in any part of your life. Remember, very easy to play the victim. The system sort of pushes it into victimhood and blames everything. The economy, the government, whatever, the politicians, the doctors. You're giving your power away, waiting for them to fix it, rather than thinking, okay, it's up to me. It's my life. I've got to take control. Okay, so let's get rid of victimhood, step into your power so you can control it. So do a stock take, look at all your circumstances and say, okay, am I taking control of this, or am I playing the victim and waiting for somebody else? Okay, just to make sure that you might have fallen into a trap where you just you want it to change, but you do nothing about it. Okay, and then take 100% responsibility for everything you ever do create from this point onwards. Okay, that's integrity. You say, yeah, I did it. If it's wrong, just hold your hands up. I've in business screwed up. And from what I learned from a younger age, from my Air Force days, now I won't take on the mental anguish. I'll go, yeah, I screwed up. And it's almost like end of conversation, because it's like we all respect somebody who can say, yeah, I was wrong, or I made the mistake, let me fix it. There's no argument, nowhere to go, but you don't carry that guilt, and that's the big lesson. Okay, it's right, yeah, this is where I am. Don't worry about what other people think, because everybody's too focused on their own life to worry about yours. Okay, so do a stock take of everything in your life. Take 100% responsibility for everything from this moment forward. Apologize immediately if you screw up, and accept full responsibility for any actions that cause any problems for other people. Quick story, I was 19th of July 2021 doing a big hedge cut for a customer, hottest day of the year, and started at 8 o'clock. It was about 4:30. Customer had to take the kids on after school clubs to pay me the money, and I just got a bit more to do. Anyway, cutting this vine, it was a hot, sweaty day. I just wanted to get over because it was so hot. I just wanted to end the day. Cutting this vine, and my hedge cutter hit electric cable I didn't even know was there. Big flash. Now, because it was such a hot, sweaty day and I was tired and just wanted to finish the day, I immediately thought, should I pretend it didn't happen? Of course, I've been around this stuff for a long time. I thought, no, I can't. Okay, I had to hold my hand up and say, I've cut it through your power cable. The customer wasn't there. I had to get in touch with the customer and tell them and said, but leave it with me, I'll fix it. Now, I called in a favour very quickly. It was done. But I was tested for a moment because it was so easy just to pretend I didn't do it because of my circumstances. But now I thought, oh, I can't take the guilt of pretending I didn't do it. Put my hand up. The next day, called in a favour from somebody who went and fixed it. All done. Okay, and you feel good about yourself. Yeah, put my hand up. I made the mistake, but I quickly rectified it. But had no guilt. I walked away with, let's say, being the better person in terms of I did the right thing. Okay, sometimes it can be a pain in the backside because you might even spend money to put things right, but you feel good and you know you've done the right thing, and that's mental integrity. Okay, and the final thing, the daily habit, is ask yourself at the end of every day, did I take 100% responsibility for everything I did today? Now, if you're saying yes consistently, you're on the right track. Okay, so I've gone on long enough. That's habit number 12, taking 100% responsibility for everything in your life. Okay, tomorrow we're going on to habit 13. This is the big one. So today is the foundations of taking responsibility. Tomorrow we're going to go deep. All the crap and crud in the subconscious that weighs us all down, which we've all got, we're going to start tackling that. Okay, because we need to start offloading. Doesn't matter who it is, the world around us puts pressure on us, and we need to get in there and start to remove it. Okay, so tomorrow it's going to be a lot of emotional stuff and a lot of tools to start doing that. Okay, it's a big one. The most important habit of all from the advanced habits is tomorrow, habit 13. So I'll be back tomorrow. 7 o'clock with habit 13, and if you can make it, I'd love to see you there. Okay, thank you for watching.